We got other important things. So important. Can I just say how important this truly is? Oh, how important it is. So Destiny, and now that, you know, we can show banned streamers on Twitch now, we can watch this. Destiny went on and debated Sneako about a bunch of stuff, and I've seen clips from this, and the clips were bad for Sneako. And when I say bad for Sneako, I mean humiliating. I mean bad. I mean somebody who just doesn't, I don't even know how they verbally defend themselves any day of the week with the performance that I saw. But I only saw clips. And so I wanted to go see more of it. Now, I don't know if I want to watch Sneako for hours. In fact, I very much would not like to watch Sneako for hours. Every conversation to see a Sneako, maybe in bite-sized pieces, I could deal with it, but we're not going to watch it for hours. What we would do instead is we're probably going to watch this 11-minute interaction between Destiny and Sneako. XQC is also there. I think there's one other streamer there. And they really just go at it. And I don't want to give it too much of an introduction. We're just going to watch it. And we're going to consume it. And we're just going to have to live with it, okay? And then we'll move on to some unionization stuff with Volkswagen.
I think the intent is drawn there. Like, am I delusional here, or like?
No, what are you talking about? So is it intention or the word? Because
Who the is joined, Cut?
Clearly Cuffham does not hate gay people. So is it the word or the intention?
Why do we say clearly?
So to be clear, somebody used the F slur in reference to XQC, and they're talking about like the intention, whether using it was homophobic. They're talking about a bunch of different stuff.
So there's nothing clear about that. How do we know that?
He just said he doesn't hate gay people.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, if somebody says they don't hate gay people, that means they don't hate gay people? Since when has that ever been the standard by which we determine somebody's like feelings?
This is the grand finale, 2024 cuck-off.
March. Okay, so you can change being a like you can stop doing that. Right? You can't, when you call Cuffham a thug, he can't change his skin color. He's always going to be black.
Wait, okay, hold on. Wait, nothing about thug. Wait, okay, two things. Wait, two things. Couple things. Wait. So it's not. So we're using protected class and everything, but usually it's a proxy for.
Okay, so the things that make somebody attracted to men are multivariate and complicated, and I don't even think currently by science completely understood. And so if I wanted to tell you this is what makes somebody gay, this is what makes somebody attracted to men, I can't tell you. What I can say is probably a combination of complex environmental and genetic factors. But if we acknowledge that, for example, there's higher rates of homosexuality amongst twins, there's questions about certain chemicals that a baby is exposed to in the womb, having higher amounts can affect the sexuality of the baby. And of course, a child cannot control what exact environment they're raised in or what affects them in certain ways, is that this is out of the control in large part for people who have their impulses towards the true fairer sex, men. Anyway, to take that and say that this is something they can control, you might be able to control the behavior and how you act upon those feelings to some extent, with great detriment to yourself and your mental health, for example, if you ignore these truths about how you feel. Or if you're bisexual, you have more maneuverability, and bisexuals do make up a very large percentage of the LGBT community. But the idea that you can control and like fight off and beat back these feelings, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. That's nonsense.
Or like, these things probably shouldn't be bad things. So if you make fun of somebody for being broke, right? Usually it's because being broke is a bad thing. Nobody wants to be broke. Broke people don't want to be broke. If you make fun of somebody for being fat, well, nobody wants to be fat. Like, even fat people don't want to be fat. If you make somebody for being gay, well, the implication is that like being must be bad, the same way that being fat or being broke is.
The reason that get offended when you say that word is because they don't actually want to be.
No, the reason they get offended is because they think that.
No, it's the same. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. If you call somebody the N-word, that doesn't mean if they get offended, it's because they don't want to be black. It's because they can tell from your usage of the N-word that you don't like black people, that you're disparaging them because of something that is outside of their control and something that probably makes up a decent amount of their identity. In many instances, for a lot of people, it's a very important part of themselves.
That other people are loading that word in a really negative way and they're being hateful with it.
it comes from a deep-rooted shame that they're never going to be accepted for who they are.
Really?
That's not
Is
the
that
reason,
so?
yeah.
Wait, is that why Muslims are the most? Wait, is that why Muslims are the most fragile people on the internet? Then is because when you make fun of their religion, they get so ass mad about it that they come out and they attack literally every fucking person they see. Even if it means beheading people in a comic book shop. Like,
well, that's not true because you're still walking around and you've made fun of Islam. If that were true,
that's because I live in the United States of America. Thank God. But no, so I'm asking you. So then, would you say every time a Muslim lashes out at somebody because you make fun of their religion, is that because they have a deep-seated shame about it?
No, I'm saying that the reason that XQC draws a line there, it's not because of this morality thing, because nobody wants to be fat, nobody wants to be broke.
Nobody wants to be a Muslim? Why do they get so offended when you make fun of them for it?
That's not, that's has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Like,
That's
people don't
exactly.
get
You
offended.
said that people get offended for being gay because they're ashamed to be gay. So I'm
Destiny,
asking you then,
okay,
do
you
people
see-
get offended by being called
Let me-
Muslim
let me
because they're
explain
Muslims?
the
Are
way
they
he
ashamed of
debates
being
it.
Muslims?
The way he debates Cuffham is he's going to equate being Muslim to being gay. Nobody gets offended.
What does that even mean? What does he mean? Destiny used an example. That's what that is. That's called an example. That's a comparison. Maybe is the better word to use. Use a comparison. Does he mean the way he debates is by using comparisons? Or does he mean that every time he debates Sneako, he comes in as being, hey, being gay is a lot like being Muslim, huh? Or, hey, I mean, what do you mean? He debates by using comparisons, as I think is what he wants to say. But he just ended up saying that Destiny debates by just comparing homosexuality to Islam.
Offended if a blue-haired Destiny calls me a Muslim, nobody's offended, right? If I call somebody gay and you're not gay,
Yeah, they just call you a Muslim. But if they called you like a sand N-word, or they were like, oh, goat, etc., etc., if they went into these other things that were meant to just like, you know, denigrate the religion or the people who follow it, then you're gonna get a different reaction. Are we saying that if I went to Pakistan and started saying like crazy things about the Muslim faith and started saying Muslims are this and this and that and this and this and this and that, is not going to create like some anger or shame in reaction to it? If you denigrate people for who they are, they will have a negative reaction to it no matter what it is. If I went after people for being Serbian, they're going to be angry about it. Does that mean they have a deep-seated shame about being Serbian? Or do they take pride in being Serbian? They take pride in who they are, and they want to defend that pride. Not necessarily that they have shame in it.
they'll get offended because nobody wants to be gay.
They're not offended. They don't want to be around people that are hateful. They're upset because you're being hateful towards them. The same way that Muslims get offended when you talk about their religion in a negative way.
Also, I think that they have kind of the right to be upset, right? To be kind of on presenting that they can't change, right?
No. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to do with
Go
can't
ahead.
change or can change. Like there are, for instance, you can change your nationality. It doesn't necessarily mean you should attack somebody over their nationality. You can change like the country you're living in or whatever. It's a
Well, that's gonna like my view on it. It's like I don't think it's a good thing that you go around just being who you are and getting clapped on all the fucking time for it. I think
sure, it can feel bad, but I mean, like insults are supposed to feel bad. But the question is like, what do you want to make somebody feel bad for, right? If it's a bad characteristic, so if you think somebody's generally bad because they're like a C or a tanky or a brokey or they're fat or whatever, those are all like bad characteristics. Then you say like, oh well. Yeah, you can make fun of people for these things. If you're making fun of somebody for being gay, the implication is you think that being gay is like a negative, bad characteristic, and that's why you're being bad for it. That's why the person that came in here.
Here's the next issue: is that thinking that being gay is bad doesn't mean you hate gays, right? If being fat is bad, I don't hate fat people. It's gross. Like thinking something is gross, thinking being broke is gross or bad does not. I don't hate broke people. There's no rich people don't hate broke people. Just like straight people don't hate gays. It's just weird and disgusting. You're allowed to be disgusted by something and not hate it.
That's fine, but
it's weird and disgusting to you. Like I believe that Sneako's behavior is weird and disgusting. I don't know how you drape yourself in the image of a religion and then go out and act like Sneako does. Or the same thing with Tate. Or the same thing with all of these clowns on the internet that like role play their faith.
But it's literally in the language.
Like I think that's disgusting, but I mean that's your business, right? I don't think, sharing love, you can think that's disgusting as you want. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that's a great thing. It enriches my life. I don't think you playing religion enriches your life necessarily. Maybe it enriches your view count. I don't know. Maybe virtue signaling them out. I don't know.
You're using. If you're expressing publicly that you think something is gross and disgusting, the idea is you're being hateful towards it. You can play word games like, well, it doesn't mean you hate it, but I mean, like it's essentially what's being expressed.
I mean, I like to use extremes to really draw the picture, right? If you really think about it, what if you say, oh, I'm disgusted by a certain skin color? I mean, it's going to come off pretty hateful. Do you not agree?
Yeah, of course.
What? But you can't change your skin color. You can change, like you can just stop. You can stop kissing boys.
So now,
But that doesn't make, the thing is, being gay is not an action. That's not like a, before I didn't sleep with a man and I wasn't gay, then I slept with a man, then I fulfilled my punch card for the gay community, and now I am officially a member. Right? There's not renewership fees. There's not like a gym you have to go to. There's not like a sauna initiation session. You have that attraction and you're gay. You could be attracted to men, never engage in behavior, and you will die gay. If that is what you are attracted to, because being gay is not the act of having a homosexual interaction. It is having those attractions in the first place. So if that is something you can't control, then it is quite literally something you cannot control. It is not something that you can, like, that you are gay whether you like it or not, even if you're repressed.
You can't change being black.
Whoa, hold on. Sexual orientation and the manifestation of that sexuality are two different things entirely.
Right? No, but being gay is a choice.
Damn, XQC like hit that out of the park. Actually, he couldn't have said it in a better, more eloquent way than the way he just said that. He just hit that out of the park, unironically.
That's a decision.
Is that your worldview on it?
That's just the truth. You choose to kiss.
Is that your worldview or not? You just say how it is.
He doesn't believe it's real because he's on some retard. It's not worth arguing over.
That's just the objective truth. No, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, but
you can't. There's no place in the world where it's been like discovered how to change somebody's sexuality like that. It just doesn't happen. So no, you have no foundation for saying that.
You want to know how to not do that? Is
go to Allah. Go to God and say, make me not like the boys and their long hair and their dreamy eyes and their broad chests and their hairy chests and the quads. Like that's it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You can trick yourself into believing it works.
Hi David 911 has donated $5. Here Dylan, now you can renew your gay pass.
Thank you. I wanted to actually bump myself up in the membership. I wanted access to the Martini Lounge.
just don't kiss a guy as a man.
That's not how you did. It's like he talks about homosexuality as if there's an initiation, as if we all come together, say like one of us as a man and another man come to closer and closer together before they kiss, and then they get their tramp stamp officially putting them in the gay community. By the way, this is how the ranking system works in side chat. Tier 1, you're a level 1 gay. Tier 2, you're a level 2 gay. Tier 3, then you're a super homo. Tier 4, and you're a globo homo. Okay, those are my 4 levels of tier 1 to tier 4 membership in site chat. Okay, site chat is, and site chat subs is a valid substitution for homosexual renewership passes.
Yeah, but then, so what? Do you just not have relationships? Do you just not have relationships anymore, or?
No, you could have a relationship, but with
a woman.
Sex.
Yeah, but if you don't have any sexual attraction towards them, why would you do that?
That's the wrong feeling. That's just an.
Well, okay, then tell yourself it's the wrong feeling. No, I gotta like this woman. I gotta like her beef tube sock. It's my job. I have to. Like, God, what a sad existence you're asking for your audience.
Incorrect.
When you say the wrong feeling, what? According to who?
According to the world. The same reason you tell that they should stop
beef tube socks. Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Like, if you're gay and you're not attracted to that, you're literally telling people to have sexual attraction to something they're not having a sexual attraction to push themselves to do things that they sexually and romantically have no interest to, just because, ew, that's gross. I think if I was to watch Sneako having sex, I think that would be gross. You know, Sneako engaged in cuck play. I bet a lot of people think that's gross, okay? But I forgive him. I forgive him for participating in the more eccentric parts of the rich community and what rich people do when they get bored and have nothing else to do. I forgive him. But you're not going to tell me you're going to engage in cuck play and then come out and lecture gay people, some of whom who are living a lot more, I would say, kind of like within the bounds of, you know, 2 parents, white picket fence, raising their kids right, than Sneako is. How many kids does Sneako have?
That's just an incorrect.
When you say the wrong feeling, what? According to who?
According to the world. The same reason you tell.
According to the world. Yes, we did we did the vial, we tested it, we got all the scientists together, and they said the world thought gays were icky.
Stop being attracted to kids. It's like you should have a morality about
Hold on.
that.
Why do you think pedophilia?
Wait, pedophilia is bad because it harms children. Because you go out, you touch a kid, and it harms the kid. That's why that's bad. I go out and touch another man who consents to touch, and we do that. That's our business. No one gets hurt. No one gets hurt.
That they should stop being attracted to kids. It's
Like, does Sneako not know what's wrong with pedophilia? Is his entire moral, like, worldview just like, that's icky, and that's all I have to think about? That's icky, that's all I have to think about? Because, yeah, that's icky, but the reason that it's bad isn't because it's icky. Like, I would say that somebody, like, eating, like, 20 Chipotle burritos and throwing up is icky, but I don't necessarily think it's moral or immoral. It doesn't really matter. Maybe gluttony, you can make a comment about gluttony. There's something that, an effect that is done there to that child that is that is going to damage them for who knows how long. Possibly the rest of their lives. That's what makes it bad. That's why that's bad. Think about this. We got to put two men having a consensual relationship, trying to share love, trying to share the little bit of time we all have in this world to be happy with themselves and their beloved. And he wants to compare that to harming a child. I just don't think he knows what's wrong with pedophilia.
You should have a morality about
Hold on.
that.
Why do you think pedophilia is wrong?
Perfect question.
What? Because you cannot.
No. Answer.
No, perfect question. Unironically, perfect question. You know, usually I wouldn't delve into this, but I honestly don't know because it feels like this is something we should all know. Yeah, but it feels like Sneako doesn't know, actually.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I need to make sure you have any idea.
You-
Yeah, tell me.
you
No,
laugh, but
wait,
you
make him
don't-
answer. Yeah, don't bail him out. Make him answer. Why is pedophilia wrong, Sneako?
Yeah.
Because it's not how a relationship. Because God says it's wrong.
That's really,
Wow. You know, it's really nice that God figured everything out for Sneako so he didn't have to think for himself. Wow, the God get out of jail free card in conversation. Hey, you know, I have all this data that says this, and that. Nope. Well, all of it's dumb because God said no. And it's the God that I chose. You know, I looked at all the religion, picked that one, and, you know, it just so happened to agree with me. And so now I have this book that justifies everything I believe about all the minority groups I don't like.
Really, that's the reason why. Hold on, wait.
Oh,
So
because
Sneako, no,
God
wait.
says
This
it's
is so
wrong.
easy. So then Sneako. So if God tells you that you can kids like he did with Muhammad or whatever, you think that's okay then? That you would change your mind on that tomorrow?
That's not what happened.
No. I'm asking you. If God tells you,
I don't want to even get into it. I'm not even going to touch it.
Sneako, I think that kids is okay, then you would change your mind on it tomorrow.
There has to be a justification for everything.
Oh, hold on.
everything
God
that
has
is-
to
God didn't say it,
justify
though.
himself? God has to justify it? If you're talking about the need for a justification, then that means something's not good because God says it. It's only good because he's giving you whatever the justification is. So God saying things doesn't mean anything then. So you're just wrong on that. So then what's the justification then for why is bad?
Because it's not. Kids cannot consent. Kids
There
are
you
not able
go.
to make a
Good job.
decision.
Yep, you got there. Good job. So
And also, no, it's
homosexuality.
really-
I'm proud of Sneako. Well, so that's the difference between pedophilia and two grown men, is that the grown men can consent. I'm happy he was able to figure it out. Congratulations for Sneako. He's finally found a moral justification as to why you shouldn't sleep with children.
Don't good job me. It goes down to what we see from God. If God
No,
created
it
two
doesn't.
genders,
No, because you don't see God, so it doesn't matter,
there's
okay?
There's no purpose. There's no purpose for a man to kiss
Listen,
another
that's
man.
Sneako.
It
If you
doesn't
need a
serve
book
any
to tell you
objective.
not to kids, I don't know what to tell you, okay? But most people can figure out why it's wrong on their own, and you got to the
I
answer in
think
the
maybe-
end, which is good.
maybe you need
which
that
is
book.
good. Which is good. Which is
The
good.
fact that you
Okay.
answered that question, maybe you need that.
No,
book. And
because
if
you
don't have-
compared homosexuality
these
to.
guidelines, you get people like you.
Why?
Sneako,
Wait,
Sneako.
wait. Make him answer this
go
question.
ahead.
No, hold on. Why is it then that homosexuality, which can be practiced between two consenting adults, why should that be a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. It's just not right. There's no.
What does that mean? It's gibberish. He's gibberish. There's not a single brain cell anywhere. That's nonsense. Oh, it's not bad. It's just not right. Then it's morally neutral and no one should care. And you shouldn't be calling gay people slurs. He makes no sense. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jeez, man. Oh my goodness. He better hope God isn't real and we all just die and go away. Because if God brings him up to the pearly gates and sees him, he's going to have to make a new section of heaven for people of Sneako's speed, or he's going to have to kick them out to keep the collective IQ of the angels a little higher so they can keep their godly and holy reputation. Oh my goodness.
The purpose that it's serving. What are you doing that
The
for?
purpose it's serving is two people that love each other, might want to be in a relationship and build a household and do that together. That might be something they want to do.
It doesn't serve a greater purpose.
What's the greater like the inherent purpose? We find our purpose. Number one, a gay couple could raise a child and adopt a child. There's also IVF treatment, which even though it depends on which state you're in now, of course, is because Roe vs. Wade was overturned, but you can find a purpose to raise two kids. And the purpose could simply be, we love each other, we want to build a home together, and we would be happier with each other, our mental health would be better, we could share this life with someone. Is not sharing life with someone in and of itself a purpose?
Every single thing.
I do not want to leave this world alone. Does you want to leave this world alone? What if this is the case, then if two infertile people wanted to find love, they would just have to too bad. If you're infertile and you can't produce children, then any love, any relationship, anything you do would be purposeless. If all you define a relationship purpose is as a reproductive mechanism.
And do that together. That might be something they want to do.
It doesn't serve a greater purpose.
Every single thing in your life has to serve a greater purpose?
Exactly.
No. It was a question.
I'm sorry, you're a Twitch streamer. You're streaming. Well, I don't think Sneako's a Twitch streamer anymore, but you stream on the internet and you like yell and joke and ha ha ha, like, and you're hanging out with gaming YouTubers and rappers and like, do all these people serve some great, amazing, bigger purpose? Because a lot of times for Sneako, that bigger purpose is who can get me the viewership, man. Is that the bigger purpose?
It was a question. You didn't answer it. It was a question.
Like, I could never think of somebody who lives for anything but a bigger purpose than Sneako does. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
No.
What is he building houses for the homeless? What is he doing?
It was a question. It was a question. It was a question. You didn't answer it. It was a question. Yeah, he asked you a question.
Well, he said, yeah, I guess everything in your life has to serve.
I said
Post-menopausal women can't have love. It just sucks for them, I guess.
everything has to fulfill a greater purpose.
They know more. They improve. I try to adapt and add new parts of the machine that are a stronger machine. It's what I do. It's what I think people should try to do.
So your morality could be different tomorrow than it is today?
Absolutely, 100%. Because there are things that we don't know yet about human cognition, psychology, just social behaviors. Something we just don't know some things, and we have to adapt to new information.
Also, literally, Evan, even religions literally do this, okay? Like, even religions update their standards for how they exist and how they are spread amongst their people and how their nations are ran over time. Like, Islam's done this, Christianity's done this, Catholicism.
No, Islam has not done that. That's not true. And Christianity has been adapted, but that's besides the point.
What do you mean Islam hasn't done this? You don't think that Islam or Islamic states haven't changed the way, for instance, that they approach, like, dhimmi? Like, the way that they have, like, other religious groups that live in their countries? Like, there are tons of...
You're changing morality to politics, and that's not what I'm talking
Hold on.
about.
I'm sorry. Wait. Shut the fuck up.
Morality is 100% affected by politics.
That's not politics at all. What do you mean?
No, but morality is also affected by politics.
Of course that's morality.
I mean, like, if you look at, for example, how the church was handled in England in the infighting over that, whatever, continuing.
There should
Muslim states. You said Muslim countries. I'm talking about the book.
I'm sorry. What do you think Muslim state means that's not involved in religion? What do you think a caliphate is? Who do you think Muhammad was? What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, you're shifting the goalposts. This is not. Like,
hold on. I'm sorry. Wait. I just need
what
to
does that even mean? What do you mean shifting the goalposts? Doesn't even know what that word means.
Caliphate is. Who do you think Muhammad was? What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, you're.
I feel like he just throws out like logical fallacy names anytime he gets trapped, just hoping that like the confusion of having that accusation thrown will allow him to pivot out.
The goalposts. This is not. Like,
hold on. I'm sorry. Wait. I just need to hear you say this. Do you think that politics and Islam are completely dissociated from one another? They don't have anything to do with each other?
Right. You saying that it's changing, that's sort of an example of politics changing the religion. That's not to the core. And that's besides the point.
How is that besides the point? I'm sorry, hold on. I need to hear you say this. Do you think that the political system, Islamic theocracy, you don't think that has anything to do with Islam, the religion? Do you think those are two totally separate things?
Genuinely, I don't really care about what you're saying about Islam.
I know, because you have no idea. But okay, if you don't have any idea what the you're talking about, why are you roasting him on not knowing where all of his morals come from? You don't even know about the own fucking religion that you grift on. Like, Jesus, who cares?
I'm asking questions to XQC. Okay,
You're not. You're trying to grill him because he doesn't have an answer to the ultimate source of morality, and you don't even understand your own source of morality. It's a retarded conversation. You're just trying to like go for gotchas here, so you can clip it up on your Rumble channel.
No,
later.
I'm not clipping up anything. I'm not streaming right now. I wanted to talk about the word, and then you started like yapping over him to save him. Right?
Nobody's yapping over anybody. I started asking you questions because you compared homosexuality to pedophilia because
you
you
sound so deflated. Sneako sounds so deflated.
Him to save him. Right?
Nobody's yapping over anybody. I started asking you questions because you compared homosexuality to pedophilia because you didn't know why kids was wrong.
I just told you why. Okay. XQC,
You stumbled into the answer eventually. Congratulations.
Why the word, for example?
Here's an easy question. Listen, okay, so should we update or not? What do you think the age of consent should be, Sneako?
Yeah, this is not an important conversation.
No, it's a super important. You don't think kids are not as an important conversation? What do you think the age of consent should be? If you want to be consistent, you don't think anything updates, just tell us what you think it should be.
18. Easy answer. I like it where it's at now. Feel comfortable with it. He could even appeal to disgust or non-disgust. Super easy answer. Just, I like it where it is now. 18.
I think it should be past at a developed age.
He couldn't have said a more sus answer if he tried.
At a what is a developed age?
Couldn't have.
If you had said a law for it, what would you said it? What would you said it about?
I'd say it's a developed age.
No, answer the question.
What does that even
fucking
mean?
Pussy. Holy shit, you're such a cowardly fuck. Stand up for what you believe in. If you actually are Muslim, you're actually Islamic or whatever, then stand up for your beliefs. Every other Muslim scholar online will do this. Do it. Stand tall on it. Don't act like a little pussy in here trying to grill XQC on modern meta ethics or whatever. If you won't even answer basic questions about your worldview, what should the age of consent be?
Do you see how?
You see how you want to answer the question? You see how he's going to yap and not answer the question? I'm going to ask the same thing when you're done. Go ahead.
I just answered the question. I just told
No,
you.
he did it.
I just told you at a developed
At a
age.
Sneako thinks you should be
age.
9-year-olds. That's what Sneako thinks, and he won't answer that question honestly. Or he's going to have to give a different answer, in which case he's updated his morality. He's updated his views, and that's really uncomfortable for him. You don't have an answer to any of this, bro. Go back to that corner in London where you're getting roasted by year 1 debaters on fucking Christianity. This is retarded. I don't know what the fuck you're doing in here.
Okay, so you can leave the call. I wanted to go talk about this.
I don't want to leave the call. I like hanging out here. I've talked to a lot of files in the past, so.
Okay.
I've talked to a lot of. Woo! Hey, can you tell I've been playing some Fallout recently for my recommendeds? My goodness, man. Every time I watch Sneako, I walk away with a worse opinion of him. I don't know how it could get lower, but he found a way to get it lower. He defends the use of the slur, fumbles the defense of the slur, pivots into pedophilia, and then accidentally, like, shows that he can't even figure out where he wants the age of consent to be. Just default to what the social standard is now. It would be so easy. You'd be like, oh, it's like 18 now. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I think that's comfortable. I think that's old enough. Like, it's such an easy, you could just throw it out there and nobody would judge him. Nobody would judge him. Most people don't think about the age of consent. Most people in the United States don't think about 18 specifically. Like, oh, is 18 the moral number? You just be like, you know what? I feel comfortable with it. I grew up with it. It seems about right. You know, you're leaving high school. It's a new time in your life. It's transformative time and you're developed enough to, you know, you're not going to have any physical hurt or pain from that, like any of the physical damage that could have been done is like you could have found so many ways to just justify and just reinforce what is currently the status quo, which I'm also comfortable with, that he could have just been like, oh, that's my default answer. But was he just so scared of getting caught? Was he scared that if he said 18 he'd get caught in something? Was he scared that if he said does he generally not want 18 to be the law? Does he think it should be younger? I doubt older. That'd be the real based move. It should be 25. Man, it feels like everybody in the manosphere is just coming out with stupider and stupider takes. But almost like they're trying to outdo their own stupidity. Look at the stuff from Tate. Tweeted out, I think, like one day after this conversation was had. Sex is for making children. Any man who has sex with women because it feels good is gay. Oh, my pee-pee feels good. This is great. In fact, if you are 40 with less than 5 children, you're probably gay. All that feel-good pee-pee sex and hardly any genetic legacy. Andrew Tate's job is as a porn cyber pimp. His job is to get women to show off their bodies, to help people make their thingy thing feel good. That's his job. He's arguing against the existence of his employment while bribing Romanian officials, or attempting to bribe Romanian officials and failing to try to cover up for that same employment. Very silly. What is this thing that I've just found that has just stumbled upon my feed about Sneako and where he could have gotten his opinions about the age of consent? What is this?
No, we don't think there's any problem with it at all. We think that it's just because we have a different idea of what it means to be a child, which can be tracked historically. But now, if the situation has changed, we say that the general principle in Islam is, you can do what you kind of want, so long as, I'm not going to say you can do what you want so long as you harm. You can marry whomever you want to marry, so long as it doesn't cause them harm, physical and psychological. So, for example, if I marry a 100-year-old woman, or Sneako, if you marry with your tank top a 100-year-old woman, and you get involved with her intimately, she might die. I mean, she might have some kind of health problem. So we would say that, well, if you were to be intimate with a 14-year-old or 13-year-old who's got huge hips and huge breasts and huge body, I mean, quite frankly, we would say it's not going to have the same effect medically. I mean, no one can make the argument, but
psychologically, and the lack of the ability to consent at that age is an issue. Is the issue of like knowledgeable consent, informed consent, not just the act of saying sure, okay, let's do it, but knowing what they're committing to, knowing the problems with possible STDs, impregnation. Like, that's another thing. Somebody it might not be that they're not developed enough to have physical harm through the act, but through the act of giving birth, they could go through physical harm at that age. I mean, it all depends on the individual body, but the psychological issue is still there. Not to mention, of course, informed consent.
In these countries where we live in now, one is legal and one is illegal. So, in other words, you can't marry a 100-year-old woman, but you can marry that girl that's you can't be. You're a pedophile if you go for the girl that's got the hips. And once again, pedophilia is very relative.
Very relative. Okay.